Well, the sun's out today, but it's still rather cool. It's only about 35 degrees out right now. And it looks like we're not gonna hit the middle 60s like I thought we were going to in my last video. Now it looks like towards the middle to end of the week, we might see the middle to upper 50s, maybe 60 degrees. And for the foreseeable future, next couple of weeks at least, it looks like it's gonna be maybe in the middle 50s. And Jessie won't even eat this stuff. She'll barely smell it, let alone even try it. I've tried all 3 different flavors in that box of food. I'm gonna take this up to the cats outside. And as I thought, the outdoor cats aren't nearly as picky as Jessie is. So like I said, the weather isn't gonna cooperate like I thought, and it looks like it could be 2-3 weeks before, could even be 4 before we see any real nice temperatures, like 70 degrees, which would be about right for painting. And I want to get the radiator support and the inside of those fenders painted. Of course, that fender still needs to be replaced. Supposed to have one on its way. I haven't heard anything yet on that. On Friday, I got an email saying that the order was being processed, and then it would be 2 to 3 days for it to ship here. It really didn't take them very long to get here. They just come from Illinois, and they said I would get a tracking number as soon as it is shipped. Haven't got an email on that yet, but hopefully today sometime it'll get shipped out. Maybe get it Wednesday. And I'd really like to paint them the color blue. The rest of the Bronco is going to be, well, it's going to be blue and black. The top's going to be black. Might have a black stripe on the bottom. And we're going to put some kind of a stripe on the hood, possibly on up over the top as well. But I wanted to do base and clear coat on the inside of the fenders and the radiator support just to match the blue on the Bronco. However, with the uncooperative weather that we're going to have, things might have changed. Now, even on this Bronco from the factory, radiator support was gray. And I posted that up on OBS Revolution, our Facebook page, and a lot of people responded back. Some of them had gray like this one, other ones had color matched. I think I mentioned this in another video. I don't know, maybe it depended on what factory they were made at. I'm not sure. So the radiator support on a lot of these trucks wasn't color matched even from the factory. And I think, still haven't decided 100% on this, but I believe what I am going to do, I still haven't taken these hinges off here and painted them, but I think what I am going to do is I want to paint them black. Probably also come in here and paint all of this black and this black, both sides of course. Actually probably wouldn't hurt just to go ahead and take this off and at least paint this lip here, paint that black. And the paint I'm going to use for that is probably just Rust-Oleum. But if you get a real paint gun with compressed air and you're blowing base coat and clear coat around, it's going to get everything in here covered. And I don't really want that. So right now I'm thinking Rust-Oleum on the inside of the fenders and the radiator support. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I did some reading up on some auto body pages that I'm on, and there have been a lot of people doing older Mustangs and things, other cars, and they've done that on the inside of their fenders, just black Rust-Oleum or some other brand of paint like that. I'm not terribly concerned with using Rust-Oleum on the inside of them. The places these fenders tend to really rust out are right down there, and then up along here where that lip folds in underneath. And I'm kind of thinking painting them black and then up around that lip and behind the wheel, maybe putting a good coating of undercoating in that area. Probably wouldn't hurt anything. And being that the rest of the Bronco is going to be blue and black, I think under the hood being black as far as the radiator support and fenders go, I don't think that'll look too bad. Not to mention it'll be a whole lot cheaper than going out and spending money on base coat, clear coat, the activators, reducers, all that stuff, and then maybe having it fail, turn out not very good, having to take it all off, do it again. And this morning I did order new bushings for the radiator support. They should be here Wednesday, I believe. And we'll talk about those more when they arrive. So I just set this damaged fender up here real quick. It's not lined up. The radiator support's not where it's supposed to be quite. But I just set it up here to see how it would look It was black under the hood, and I don't think that would look too bad. I've been down here thinking how I might be able to push the Bronco ahead. I can push it ahead quite a bit. And I could hang some plastic down from the tracks on either side and then set up the radiator support and the fenders inside here. And maybe I could paint them the base and clear. And then that way when I painted, I could open the door, and when I got done painting, I could turn the heat back on. I don't know, I'm still a little worried about having it just not turn out very good. And I do actually think having that black under the hood, I don't think that's going to look bad at all, especially with the color of blue that we're going to be using. So I'm going to pull this off, and we'll see how full of crud this is. And I think it's pretty full. Let me get my light. I'm not sure how good you can see in there. So pulled that out, and yeah, it's just all full of dirt and leaves and twigs and all kinds of stuff up in there. I'll bring the vacuum over and maybe a screwdriver and shove it up in there. I think pretty much everything has come out, but put the vacuum in there and suck that out. So I'm gonna get that little mess cleaned up, and I keep going through in my head if I want to try setting something up over here so I can do base and clear, or just get these sanded down, get some Rust-Oleum paint on them. I'm probably way overthinking this. I don't know. I don't want to do something that's totally wrong, but I don't really see any problem with it. Well, I've spent the last 2.5 hours or so sanding the radiator support down. Both sides of it are pretty much sanded down. I need to check it over again. Sanded it down with 320, and I'm going to go back over it, clean it up. May take a red Scotch-Brite to it as well. And then I'm going to get started on the driver's side fender, the inside of it. I just sent Car Parts Warehouse an email seeing if they have any update on the shipment of the passenger side fender. Would like to get that. I'd like to get these painted. And in saying that, I've been thinking about this for the last couple hours. Now I'm kind of leaning towards, I really want to do the blue base coat and then clear coat. Just afraid of how it might turn out. But even if it doesn't turn out perfect, if it has a couple of runs, or even if it turns out a little bit cloudy, like I keep saying, it's the inside of the front fenders and the radiator support. Going black with Rust-Oleum would be a lot cheaper, although I don't know if it would be better. Leave down in the comments which way you think I ought to go. Just say blue or black, and I'll know what you mean. Black is Rust-Oleum, and blue would be the base coat, clear coat.
When does this happen in the movie? Now. You're looking at now, sir. Everything that happens now is happening now.
And I think part of the reason I'm feeling that way is because it's pretty nice out right now. It's not warm enough to paint, but that sun sure feels warm. Got these moved out here. I got the badges taken off of them. There still are some things that I'm going to need to remove from them, like these little guys, which is not a big deal. Gonna need that stud up there, that one. And I think there are, I'll need those 2 bolts. Gonna need that, this little clip, nut clip thing, whatever the heck you want to call it. Might need this one as well. So don't really want to take them out back and throw them in the scrap pile yet. Need to still take a few things off of them.
What happened to them? Past that. When? Just now?
And that's the same way with the radiator support. Once I get it off, I mean, I could take these off right now, but this needs to come off, which it wraps around, which it goes clear across here and down. Need to get that off. And thought there was a couple other things I'm gonna need to get off here. Need to get these off. But like I said, I got the radiator support pretty well sanded down. Might be some little crevices I need to get into yet. What a pain in the butt. This is takes a little while to go around all this stuff and make sure you get everything sanded. Also got those hinges sprayed down with some OSPO. You can see they're kind of turning whitish looking. And I'm gonna let them finish soaking probably the rest of the day. and then I'll get those cleaned up and painted. So I'm gonna move the radiator support off of there, and then I'm gonna pull that fender out and stick it on here, get started sanding on that. So like usual, it's the next day, and I realize I'm wearing the same sweatshirt as I was yesterday. It was already dirty, and I'm doing the same thing right now. Getting the inside of this fender sanded down. I haven't heard anything on getting my replacement fender. So I got this back into shape, I believe. It might need a little bit more tweaking on it, but it doesn't really take a whole lot. Other than that, I think it's in good shape. So I'm sanding this down. We'll be using this one because looking at the forecast, it looks like tomorrow is going to be the best day to paint. And a little bit ago, I just got back from getting the paint to paint the inside of the fenders and the radiator support, and I will be doing that tomorrow. And then you will see what color the Bronco is going to be. The UPS guy was just here as well. He just dropped this off. These are the radiator support bushings. Just ordered them yesterday morning and they showed up before noon. Okay, it's 10 after 12. So after I get the fenders and radiator support painted, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out, and then we'll be ready to get all this stuff mounted back on. However, I would like to get this painted up in here as well, which that won't take much. And I believe what I'm going to do here later this afternoon, after I get that fender sanded down, I am going to hang some plastic on the outside of these tracks. Just hang it down. I'm going to push the Bronco forward, and then probably hang some plastic down off the back of this. I'm going to hang the radiator support in here somehow, and then set up the fenders out in this area. That way when I'm painting, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open the door, and then as soon as I'm done painting, I can shut the door and get the heat rolling in here again. So I'm gonna get back to work sanding this fender down. These places right here, there's some stickers on there and I could not get them to lift off, so I just sanded them down. May have to put a little primer or something over this bare metal, but I'll get that taken care of, get everything set up and arranged in here, and hopefully everything will turn out okay. So that's what's going on, and in my next video should be revealing the color the Bronco is going to be, and that'll be coming up real soon. And possibly we'll get the fenders and radiator support back on the Bronco. We'll get the one that's on the Bronco off the Bronco, and then get the new ones put back on. And I'm going to have to make a trip down to the salvage yard here pretty soon, see if I can find a hood. I also think I'm just going to replace both doors. There's not a lot of rust on them, but on both doors on the bottom, it's just starting to rust. They would probably go for quite a while, but might as well get some good ones on there. And also, just my personal preference, I like the mirrors that are on my green truck better than these, so I'll probably try to find some doors that have those different mirrors, which are actually a lot easier to come by. See those all the time. So that's it for today. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Links for t-shirts, sweatshirts, channel stickers, that's down below, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Wear it now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just